for this episode specifically, we're talking about depression that comes from parents that are going through a divorce. Avoid that depression, but most importantly, to help you stick with God even in the midst of the pain. And hi ladies, thank you so much for tuning to the channel. Now I hope you are doing all splendid. For the month of July, you know us, we go through our topics of the month, and this time around we are talking about a not so thrilling topic. We're talking about depression. Now, just like in April when we were doing the pain and suffering, not so much of a thrilling subject, we still want to address those kind of topics, even though they're not comfortable. But some of us might be going through depression or know someone who is going through depression. So it's important to know how to handle depression, know how to deal with depression. There are different ways that we can get depression. It could be as a result of a breakup, it could be as a result of an abortion, but for this episode specifically, we're talking about depression that comes from parents that are going through a divorce or have already gone through a divorce. So this episode is for all the SSU out there whose parents are going through a divorce or have already gone through a divorce. So the message here is to help you avoid that depression, but most importantly to help you stick with God even in the midst of the pain. And so we know that the devil's plan is to steal, kill, and destroy. The Bible tells us that clearly. And one of the ways that Satan wants to attack children in a family is to first of all attack parents. So to break that bond between parents. And then he knows that if he can break the bond between parents, then he can easily attack children. I mean, we see that often on television. Most of the people who are criminals and who or either commit atrocities, when you trace back to their in the background, and you see that most of them come from broken families, broken homes. So the devil knows that if marriage can be broken in a family, then children can be easily destroyed and easily attacked. But for children of God, born again Christian, SSU out there, you don't have to let Satan invade you with depression or invade you with whatever kind of act you want. He wants you to have, so that you can just be destroyed. But really, we need to stand strong and stand firm in the Lord. So I'm going to outline four points that are going to help us, any one of us that might be going through that kind of traumatic experience, to handle parents' divorce. So number one is choose to stay with God. In that kind of season when parents are fighting, there's a lot going on, choose to stay with God even in the midst of chaos. Joshua 24 says that, it's a passage that we know well, where Joshua said that as for me and my family, we will serve the Lord. Joshua was living in a land where people were idolaters, people didn't love the Lord, people didn't have any regard for the Lord, and he could have easily just went with the flow, but he decided, no matter what happens, I decide to choose to serve God. I decide to follow God. And that's the kind of resolution, the kind of determination that we need in the midst of adversity, that even though we don't understand what God is doing, why he's allowing this to happen, but we choose to stay with God no matter what. Number two, pray even the more. The Bible says pray without ceasing, and if we see in Matthew chapter 26, when Jesus is talking to his disciple, he says pray so that you may not fall into temptation. One of the things that happen when you have parents going for divorce or have gone for divorce is to just fall into the temptation, fall into the trap of depression, fall into the trap of becoming a wayward kid, because you think, well, my parents don't care about me, so why should I care about being a good kid? But pray even the more. So if you used to pray 3 times a day, pray throughout the day. Pray for strength, pray for courage, pray for your family, pray for yourself. And that's the time when you need to engage in spiritual warfare. Just like the couple episodes ago I talked about spiritual warfare. Start interceding for your family. I know sometimes you might not feel like doing it, you might be tired, you might just be like, God, I don't want to talk to you, I'm just upset. But it's not based on feeling, it's based about doing what is right. So pray even the more now that you're in this very, very difficult period. Number 3 would be do regular activities, serve God. One of the things that I have noticed in life when I go through trials and temptation, and I go through a lot of really things that are really troubling me, I find so much pleasure and so much comfort when I take my eyes off of my problems and I fix them on Christ. That's what Hebrews 12 verse 2 says, fix your eyes on Christ. So if you used to serve, continue serving God. Like for example, I serve God, I serve at church on Sundays, and when I go through kind of traumatic experiences, this traumatic season, I will continue to do it. I will continue to serve God, I will continue to go to work, continue to witnessing to my friends at work. I mean, do the regular activities, because it will help you take your eyes off of your problems and on Christ. The Bible says that those who wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. It's not on fixing your eyes on your problems and on whatever situation is going, but on putting your mind on Christ. So do what you used to do. If you used to exercise, continue exercising. If you used to go to the gym, go see friends, continue doing it, because it's just a way for you to shift your focus off of your problem and on Christ, because that's where you get strength. Number 4 is seek outside spiritual help. You can't win the battle alone. You need some brethren, some brothers and sisters in the Lord to help you, to encourage you, to be with you. And that's what Hebrews 10 says, that we must continue to encourage one another in the Lord, meet with each other. You need to talk to godly people. And when I'm saying godly people, I'm not just talking about anyone in the church or any believer that you know. Talk to someone or share your situation with someone who is God-fearing, someone who loves God, someone who is a prayer warrior, someone you know that this is a person that can have my back, this is a person that encourages me. Because when you're down, sometimes you need someone to kind of tap you on the shoulder and encourage you in the Lord and tell you that we'll pray together, this kind of things. You may not have someone in the church that you trust, because we know like how churches are these days, and it's hard to find someone who really is genuine in their faith. But pray for God to bring someone in your life that would help you, that will support you in this time of difficulties. So those are the 4 steps that I have outlined to help you, for anyone out there that is dealing with parents that are going through divorce. Again, going back to the 4 steps. First one, choose to stay with God, to take that determination that no matter what happens, God, I'm with you. Number 2, pray even the more. Pray without ceasing. Pray and pray and pray and pray and pray. Number 3, do the regular activities, serve God, just do it, keep your mind off of your problems. And number 4, seek outside spiritual help. God bless you, sisters. I know it's not definitely something that is easy to do, but with God all things are possible. And if you need any if you have any questions, if you need any prayer support, please make sure to check out the website. And as always,